Okay, welcome back. So I've looked through the marking scheme, and we're going to be getting 15, 10, 10 and 5 marks for the respective parts that I've marked out here. So let's read it carefully for understanding. First of all, we have a nice little picture to look at, a soccer ball going into a net. When Maeve's team play a match, they win, draw or lose. So the insinuation is they're playing soccer. Fill in the table below to show the 9 possible outcomes when Maeve's team play 2 matches. Okay, so this is nominal data in that it's not numerical, it's categorical, win, draw or lose. And the thing about this is it's important that you know you don't mix up your order. So beginning with match 1 and then moving to match 2, match 1, match 2, match 1, match 2. And it might be an idea to actually go through the whole space, you know, in rows. So lose, draw is the beginning of the entries, and win is the beginning of the entries, and then come down from the columns for the second value. Lose, 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 draw, draw, draw. Okay, that's your sample space complete. That's the set of all possible outcomes. It will form 9 possible outcomes as the denominator in our probability questions. So Maeve's thinks that each outcome in the table is equally likely. Probably isn't, but we're going to go with that's our model. Based on this model, find the probability that when Maeve's team play 2 matches, they win at least 1 match. So we're looking to use the sample space to help us stay organized and find every place where they win at least 1 matches. There's 5 of them there. Okay, so the probability of at least 1 win is equal to 5 over 9. Okay, Maeve's team play 5 matches in a competition. Okay, so this is going to be an application of the fundamental principle of counting, which is the second learning outcome from your statistics and probability strand, to be able to use the fundamental principle of counting. And to explain it here, there were 2 matches with 3 possibilities in each, and the sample space was worth 9. 3 times 3 was 9. And we're just expanding that to 5 matches. So one way to think about the fundamental principle of counting is you take each event and count how many ways it can happen, and then you multiply all the numbers together. So how many things can happen in the first match? 3, win, lose or draw, win, lose or draw, win, lose or draw, etc. Okay, and that simplifies to 3 to the 5 equals 243. Moving on. So Maeve's team play 11 matches in a league. The table below shows the number of goals that Maeve's team scored in each of these 11 matches. Work out the mean. Now we can work out the mean from this list. Okay, and we have the working out the mean from a list means you add up and get the total and divide by the sample size, which is 11. However, if we look on here, we see that we're going to have to complete a pie chart down here. Okay, and we're going to have to get angles, so it makes sense that we start beginning a frequency table now. Okay, so we're going to go to frequency table. We can use any letter, they use X here, but let's use G because it's goals. So G for goals. And then while we're at it, we might as well sort. So what's the lowest number of goals scored was 0. The next number of goals scored was 1. The next number of goals scored was 2. And 3, and then a kind of an outlier, if you like. In one match they scored 7 goals. Okay, and here we have our frequency, and I'm just thinking there I could spread that out a bit because I'm putting angle in as well next. Well, okay, so I'm sorry I didn't spread it out. I'll do something a bit cheeky here and kind of spread it out this way. I'll put the 3 there and the 7 there. Okay, and we'll have angle here. So we scan across there and see we had 2 goals. Twice we had 0 goals. 4 times we had 1 goal. Twice I had 2 goals. Twice I had 3 goals. And once I had 7 goals. Okay, and we go on and finally do our calculation, of course, for the mean. And the mean is when you add them all up to get the total. Okay, so when you add all of those up, you can just scan across here: 4, 5, 7, 14, 15, 17, 9, 17, 18, 21 over, well, we know there's 11 matches. Okay, and when we put that in our calculator and look for a decimal readout with shift equal, we get 1.909. and now we look for the degree of accuracy they're looking for. I just want to show you that phrase because it's very important you do start, you know, I've sent you this several times, that you know your learning outcomes. It's early on in the number here. It's not early on, apologies. Present numerical answers to the degree of accuracy specified. So that's the language around what we're doing now. Is we're rounding to a degree of accuracy of 1 decimal place. Okay, so we say it's approximately 1.9, and it's a good idea, although you won't be penalized for not saying it. We bring it back to the context of the question. Mean is 1.9 goals. Okay, so now we're going to complete the pie chart. So what I want to do is I want to find out what 1 over 11 is worth as an angle. Okay, so we're going to have 360 degrees divided by 11. Okay, and it's 32.7. I'm going to round that to 33 degrees. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply that by 2. And I'm going to round to 65 degrees. And then I'm going to double that again for just this one. Was that a mistake? Just looking there, wasn't there really only 2 goals there? I'm going to double that again, giving me 4 times it. And again I'm rounding, and this time I'm rounding to 131. Okay, so now we're in a great position to complete the pie chart. And I just say to you, don't get too upset or worried about how accurate you need to be, because they build in a huge tolerance with use of your protractor here. Okay, so I'm lining my protractor up reasonably carefully, and I'm heading off to 33 degrees, which is somewhere above the 30 there. And as I say, don't worry about it too much. Okay, so there's only one of them I need, and that's for the 7 goals. Now I need 65 degrees for the 0, 2 and 3 goal cases. So I'm going to need 65 several times. It's a real hands-on skill now. 65, what I could do now is I can keep going on up to 130. And I don't need another one again. Well, am I going to go off the scale if I do it again? I am. So I'm going to have to, well, let's draw them in. And we'll take 65 on from here. Okay, and we're going to draw in the angles as well. So in the case of the 7 goals, I have 33 degrees, then I have 65 degrees repeated 3 times, and then I have 131 degrees finally. And that is 7 goals, 2 goals. Sorry. Oh, I said 0 goals, 2 goals, or 3 goals, and the one that happened most of all is 1 goal. Okay. Label each sector and the size of the angle clearly. Show any workings out in construction lines. Shown on my construction lines. That's it. You would namely just name the pie chart. Goals scored. Okay, great. Let's see how we're doing against a marking scheme. So let's apply the marking scheme. It's here. Already corrected those two. Here we have 65 degrees, 131, 33 degrees here. Excellent. Okay, and a table given. Okay, so you'll get 5 marks out of 5 for that, and the 1.9 goals is correct too. As always, students, I will see you in the next one.